What's up, guys? Trainer Mike here for that Flex Friday workout of the week on a Wednesday. Hey, whatever, it'll work, right? So Friday workout isn't happening this week, so we get to put on a Flex Friday workout for you guys 2 days early. That's right, happening on a Wednesday. Pretty fun stuff for today. So we're going with an upper body pull workout, but it's a heavy one. So for those of you that have been following along, you know that I'm following a new split, focused a little more on strength and adding some size for about 6 weeks. And the split is legs, upper push, and upper pull, okay? And each week I hit those for a heavy day and a light day, okay? So we start off heavy legs, heavy push, heavy pull, and then we go lighter legs, lighter push, lighter pull. So today's the heavy pull day. So what does that mean? Everything upper body, everything pull. So we're going to start with deadlifts as kind of our compound movement, move on to things like pull-ups and some other fun movements here. So reps are a little lower for these workouts, then we're going to move on later in the week, and we'll do our higher rep, more isolation exercise. So this is a brutal day. I mean, starting off with deadlifts and heavier deadlifts, deadlifts in and of themselves could be an entire workout, but we're just going to start the workout with deadlifts today. So we got a little bit of a warm up in. We've got 405 on the bar. We're going to go 5 sets of 6 here. Not trying to hit failure. We're not trying to max out on our deadlifts because we got a whole pull day to try and take care of here. So we're going to start off set 1. I've got straps on. Okay, I like using the Versa grips. Very helpful, especially when we have a whole back workout ahead of us. And then I like to belt up for my heavier deadlifts, 6 reps and below. So we're going to belt up here, knock out our first set of 6 deadlifts. Let's go. Boop. That first set always wakes you up. It'll get you going. First set, 6 deadlifts in the tank, loosen up the belt, take about, leave a little longer, 90 to 120 seconds of rest.
I saw you got a new shaker cup on your IG.
Yes. New shaker cup. Somebody saw it on my IG story at Trainer Mike 1. Venom is what we're going with today. I've got the Dymatize Amino All 9 in here. Cola lime twist today, 1 scoop. For my bigger days like back days and leg days, always making sure I've got the all 9 in there for extra support, anti-catabolism, and muscle building.
Mike, I want to gain weight. Give me tips.
You want to gain weight? What are the tips? Tips are work out like this, heavy and hard, but also make sure you're tracking your food, okay? You have to eat sufficient calories on a consistent basis in order to gain weight. Most people, there's some equations. Body weight times 18 to 20 for calories is usually a pretty good place to start.
Any tips for beginners just starting?
Tips for beginners just starting. Yes, beginners, always focus on nutrition first and foremost. Log your food, get a good understanding, protein, carbohydrates, and fats. And then as you're training, don't overcomplicate it. Focus on your main core compound movements. Things like this is key. Okay, set 2. We're gonna belt up, tighten it up. 6 reps. Pull hard here. We're releasing a lot of that growth hormone, that testosterone, that's gonna drive us for the rest of the workout here. Let's go. Tip, tip. Making noise, we might get in trouble. These guys are trying to work upstairs, and we're down here slamming weights around. But deadlifts, you don't mess around with letting down slow. You just pick it up, put it back down.
Are you ever going to do a collaboration with Chris Gethin?
Am I ever going to do a collaboration with Chris Gethin? So you guys probably just saw the live that happened. Chris was in here. I would love to. He's a good friend of mine. We were just chatting. I think we can make that happen. We'll probably do it. If you guys want it, we'll make it happen.
What's the benefit of heavy workouts and light workouts in the same week?
So what's the benefit of heavy workouts and light workouts in the same week? It's called daily undulating periodization, okay? And it's been studied, proven to be very, very effective for increasing both strength and muscle size. So if you want to increase your strength and size, give this type of split a try.
What would you recommend for your warm-up for this type of exercise?
Warm up for this type of exercise, I always like to foam roll, okay? Hitting the IT bands, the hip flexors, the calves. Great warm up for an exercise like this. Also, anything to get the hamstrings fired up. Active leg lifts are great. Getting the adductors warmed up inside of the legs with like a Cossack style stretch. Active stretching, we don't want static stretching before a workout. All right guys, set 3. Let's get this done. Beating me up. You gotta remember, you got a whole workout ahead of you. So use a lot of energy on deadlifts, but you don't wanna be training to failure, killing yourself here. Let's go. Like I said, in and of themselves, you could make deadlifts a whole workout. So to kick off a workout with deadlifts, you gotta be ready for it. Nutrition's gotta be on point, supplements have to be on point. This is a brutal day. A day that requires maybe even a little more food than another day.
Where should my hands be when I'm deadlifting?
Where should your hands be when you're deadlifting? I take a double overhand approach. So a lot of people will alternate. Puts you at a high risk for a biceps tear. A lot of those biceps tears happen, people deadlifting with an underhand grip. So for that reason, I prefer an overhand grip, double overhand with straps.
Do you have any tips for that mind-muscle connection?
Tips for the mind-muscle connection, it takes time, it takes focus. Mind-muscle connection happens actually with your lighter weights. We're not getting like a crazy mind-muscle connection on heavy deadlifts. It's more of a fight or flight, just bam, lift the weight up off the floor.
What do your ramp-up sets look like?
Ramp-up sets, I started with 1 plate, went to 2 plates, and then I went to 4 plates. If we're adequately warmed up, we don't need a ton of ramp-up sets for something like this. When and how much protein to take throughout the day? The most important thing is how much. 1 gram per pound of lean body mass minimum. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you're 10% body fat, that would be 180 pounds as a minimum target to shoot for. Breath, it's almost like cardio, deadlifts. A lot of muscles working, a lot of oxygen, a lot of reasons to take a longer rest than you should. But we gotta get to work. Set 4, 6 reps, short shorts, chucks. It's time to roll. Let's go. Get the quads out, thighs out, skies out, baby. Let's go. Whew. Good stuff. Good stuff. I like to deadlift in my chucks. And if you have a similar type shoe, I would recommend it. If you want something low to the floor, you don't want tennis shoes that are super soft. Something low to the floor, flat base, that'll give you some good proprioceptive feedback. Very helpful. What does my belt do? So my belt here, belts help to create what's called intra-abdominal pressure, which helps to protect your spine, Helps to protect things like potential hernias by creating extra pressure on your midsection. So as we lift, we push our abdomen against the belt as hard as possible. Big breath in, and that will help to protect your lower back and spine.
What would you say is the most undertrained muscle group?
The most undertrained muscle group, legs for most people. And then I would even go a little further to say hamstrings. Okay, back of the legs, glutes, very much undertrained in most individuals. Why? Because one, it's lower body. It requires doing exercises like this, which quite frankly suck, okay? A lot of energy, a lot of fatigue come from this, and that's why it's so important.
Do you prefer whey protein concentrate or isolate?
Do I prefer whey protein concentrate or isolate? Isolate. There's really no question there. Concentrate's fine. If you're on a budget, that's all you can afford. It's definitely a good choice, but if you have the ability to get an isolate, you're way better off in almost all scenarios going that route. Concentrate's just cheaper. Okay, one more set. Last set, best set, last set, most brutal set. Got to get it done though. 6 reps, and then we'll just go home after this. All right, here we go. Come on, baby. Let's get it done. Oh, there it is. It's not the most weight, but 5 sets of 6 reps. That'll beat you up really good. Take a little bit of time here, and then we move on to some pull-ups that we're gonna hammer out next.
Is it okay if I work out 2 hours a day, 6 days a week?
Is it okay to work out 2 hours a day, 6 days a week? Absolutely. I don't really believe in overtraining. I believe in under sleeping, under eating, and under supplementing. So if you're getting enough rest, taking your proper supplements, and nutrition's on point, I think you're gonna be, it's really hard for you to overtrain.
What's the difference between training with a belt versus training without a belt to improve stability?
Training with a belt versus without a belt to improve stability doesn't really improve stability. What it does is it helps to create, like I mentioned, more of that pressure, that intra, meaning inside abdominal pressure. And that pressure is going to help protect your spine, your lower back, as you're lifting those heavy weights, exerting a lot of force.
What is the best way to build muscle? Heavy weight or lighter weight?
The best way to build muscle, heavy weight, low reps, or lightweight, high reps. It would be wrong to say one or the other. They're both very important, especially as a beginner, to have both in there. Over time, your real rep range that is most beneficial for muscle growth is going to be about 8 to 14. That doesn't mean you stray away from a heavier deadlift. A lot of benefits from something like that too. So we're going close grip on the pull-ups here. Pull-ups might be my least favorite exercise out of all the exercises in the universe. I suck at them, and they're hard, but we're still gonna do them. We're going to failure here, okay? So closer grip, full range of motion to failure, 4 reps. 4 sets, excuse me. Hopefully more than 4 reps. So why close grip? We're going to come back and do a wide grip lat pull down later. So we'll hit both a close grip and a wide grip.
Do you have any nutrition tips for somebody who tends to overeat?
Nutrition tips for somebody that tends to overeat? Eat less, definitely. is my first tip. No, if you're overeating, try and pick foods that are really dense in volume but low in calories. For example, you know, celery, cauliflower, broccoli, mushrooms, bell peppers, things like that. Go home every night when you typically overeat and have a whole plate of raw veggies with a bunch of water. It'll help fill your stomach up.
How can I get better at pull-ups?
How can you get better at pull-ups if you can't do even one? You have to practice them, but I would also recommend doing assisted pull-ups. Great tool that most gyms have that are gonna allow you to get that pull-up motion in without having to lift your whole body weight. Pull-ups are tough. A lot of people say they're really good at pull-ups, but to do a strict pull-up, full range of motion, that's a tough exercise. All right, set 2. You guys will notice I'm really trying to control my tempo on the way down, okay? The negative is a very important part of this exercise, and one a lot of people tend to go way too fast on.
If you could only do 3 exercises for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Ooh. If I could only do 3 exercises for the rest of my life, what would they be? First, and most important, a Turkish get-up, okay? Maybe some of you know what that is, maybe some of you don't. Without a doubt, the best exercise known to mankind. Second would be a deadlift. Third would be a goblet squat. Those are my 3. Fourth, not that you asked, probably a standing overhead press. All right, guys, set 3. Controlling these reps. Probably get 6 to 8 here. We're gonna try and keep them really controlled, full range of motion. If you guys start feeling yourself swing, just come all the way down, get a full stretch, and hang there for a second to reestablish your tempo and body position.
How does protein and creatine help improve gains?
How does protein and creatine help improve gains? Protein is the key. Protein is made of amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, but they're also the building blocks of muscle. You can't build muscle unless you have the proper protein amino acids to repair broken down tissue. Creatine is probably the most studied muscle building ingredient on the planet. And there's over 140 studies you can find right now that show just how effective it is. Can you still eat pasta if you're trying to lose weight? Absolutely. Small portions. Pasta is not really a great choice if you're trying to lose weight, just because it doesn't take a lot of pasta to get your calories up there. So from a volume perspective, filling your stomach, probably better choices than pasta. Okay guys, last set, pull-ups. Let's make it happen. Oh, 6 reps there, not a lot. Like I said, not my favorite exercise, not my strongest exercise, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna shy away from it. It's still an important one. Next up, we have a chest supported row for 4 sets of 8 to 10. We're gonna come right over here to this plate loaded row. Most gyms have something similar to this. And what we're looking for here is a chest supported row. So there's 2 types of rows. The rows where you have the ability to rock back and forth. And then we got rows like this where you're locked into one position. And they both will target your mid-back completely different. So incorporate both of them. I do drink pre-workouts. It depends on the day, how much I do. My favorite pre-workout is the Dymatize Pre-Wo. I like the hand-spun cotton candy flavor. As far as, overall ingredients, efficacy, awesome pre-workout. Okay, so here, we're gonna load up a weight, like I said, about 8 to 10 reps. My lighter days will typically be around the 10 to 14 rep range. Heavier days are usually under the 10 rep mark for most exercises. So find the appropriate weight for you. Try and target mid back here. So we want to pick a seat position that gives us a good stretch on this movement. Still using straps, try and get the most out of the back. Take about 60-second rest here. Don't need as much rest as we did on the deadlifts. Are supplements necessary? No. You don't need supplements, but it's going to make your life a heck of a lot easier with supplements. And it's going to help accelerate your results. So if you want convenience and if you want accelerated results, proper supplementation will 100% help you accomplish both of those. How do you define full range of motion for pull-ups? The arms should go straight, okay? So your elbows should come to full extension, and then your flexion should start with your shoulder blade. So you're gonna pull your shoulder blade down, and then you're going to come so your hands are about mid-face in a perfect world. Your hands don't need to come all the way to your chest, about mid-face, whether it be a lat pull down or a pull-up. All right, set 2. 8 to 10 reps, big squeeze on the mid-back here. No supersets, no drop sets, no rest pause sets on a heavy day. Our goal is to move as much weight as possible on each and every set. All right, chat. You want to know how tall am I? How much do I really weigh? I am 5'11 and a half if you push the hair down. Okay, probably about 6'1 with the hair. And currently woke up this morning at 210 pounds first thing in the morning, which is how you should always weigh yourself. End of the day, between 215 and 218. When do I incorporate Romanian deadlifts and what purpose do they serve? I do Romanian deadlifts on my light leg day. Great exercise for targeting the hamstrings and glutes. Honestly, if you're deadlifting, there's not a huge need to throw in a bunch of Romanian deadlifts with it. It's a light exercise. Never do heavy Romanian deads that I incorporate on my light leg day. All right, here we go. Third set, big rows, big back. Whew, 9 reps there. You can always push out more reps, but what I'm looking for is to get quality reps. When I start feeling like I'm limiting my range of motion, getting sloppy with my form, I'm gonna stop. As long as that's within the 8 to 10 rep range, we're in good shape. Glutamine's vital for dieting. So you're in a calorie deficit, Super important. Glutamine plays so many roles in the body. And if you don't have enough glutamine in your diet, your body will likely strip it from the muscles to use it for things like stomach lining and immune support. So I recommend 15 grams a day broken up into 3 doses. How can I eat more food if I'm full? You know, open up your mouth and you're going to lift your utensil of choice into your mouth. And then you're going to chew repeatedly and then swallow once you've adequately chewed your food. No, in all seriousness, it's kind of that simple, right? If you're having trouble gaining weight and you need to eat more food, your best bet might be a mass gainer shake. I don't have that problem personally, but if you're having trouble getting enough calories in through food alone, try a shake. It won't make you feel as full, and you'll be able to get a ton of calories in that way. Okay, final set. Rows, let's go. Big back is the focus. Eight, 9. Whew. 9 reps again is going to do the trick there. So you'll notice we're alternating between pulls, like rows, and then pull downs. So we did the pull with the deadlift, pull ups. We did the pull there. Now we're going to go pull down with a lat pull down. And like I mentioned before, we did a close grip on the pull up. So we'll go a wide grip now on the lat pull down. So we'll find a bar that accommodates that. It's important to change up your grip, you know? If we're always doing wide grip, try a closer grip. Try that neutral grip. It'll hit the back differently each time you change your grip. Okay, same thing here. Shooting for a similar rep range. Going with a wider grip. Good control, good contraction. Good exercise when done properly.
What are your current fitness goals?
My current fitness goals. I'm kind of in a state of lean gains right now. I'd like to build a little bit of muscle, but I also want to maintain good conditioning, keep my body fat under 10%. So I test my body fat weekly, and I'm looking to get some muscle gain without letting my body fat go over 10%.
What supplements would you say are the 4 corners?
4 cornerstone supplements. You got a whey protein, you've got a multivitamin, you've got a fish oil, and then I would say the other one kind of depends, but probably a good amino acid, probably an essential amino acid product. Key, seriously guys. A lot of research coming out on those essential amino acids right now. Don't know why you wouldn't take one. Okay, next up, rest. Again, rest gets a little shorter. Deadlifts require a little more rest. You start getting into exercises like this, don't require quite as much. So we're going 8 to 10 reps here on our last back exercise before we move on to rear delt. Not the exercise to get crazy on. Honestly, if I had to pick one exercise that's done improperly more than any other exercise in a gym, it's probably the lat pull down. So many ways to screw this exercise up, and it all comes from having an ego and trying to lift more weight than you should. A beginner, how much time will it take to build a great physique? It depends on what you define great physique as. But keep in mind, it doesn't come overnight. 12 years ago, I began my bodybuilding journey wanting to build a great physique. And while I'm proud of what I've done, I don't consider it great yet. So give yourself some time. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You're not gonna build a great physique in a few months or a year or even 2 years. Most people, it's several years of consistent training and nutrition.
Have you ever tried occlusion training? What are your thoughts?
Have I ever tried occlusion training? Absolutely, I do it almost every week. If you guys go back and check out some of the workouts we've done that are posted on YouTube, just look for those ones with BFR in it, and you'll see some of those occlusion training workouts that we've done. Link is going in the chat. Set 3, let's go. Big lats. Third set down. Sometimes in between sets, it's good, especially this late in the workout, to hang on here. If you have straps, it's helpful. And let those lats really stretch out, twist a little to one side, a little to the other side. As they tighten up with each exercise, it's good to open them up, stretch them out, get a little more blood flow in there.
Have you ever taken homemade mass gainers? Have you made your own homemade?
Oh yeah, homemade mass gainers. Have I ever made my own? Absolutely. When I first started bodybuilding, my favorite mass gainer was do like 2 scoops of whey protein. I do like a cup to 2 cups of rolled oats, 2 to 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, a little bit of honey, some almond milk and ice in there, maybe a little banana. Amazing, guys. I love that. If you can get like now with the peanut butter flavored proteins, it's amazing, unreal, and it's a really good shake. So now this just tastes good, give you some good healthy carbohydrates in there as well, some good fats.
Do I need to be big like you to wear short shorts?
Do you need to be big like me to wear short shorts? Just depends. Do you want to fill the shorts out or not? Okay. I don't consider myself big, but I still wear short shorts. I think it's probably something to shoot for. It's a good goal. It's a good goal. Like, hey, maybe one day I can be big enough to wear short shorts. It's not a bad goal. All right, here we go, guys. 4th and final set of lat pull downs. All right, now because today is an upper body pull workout, it's not just a back workout, we are gonna throw in some rear delts with this. So we have a reverse fly next. A number of different ways that we can do a reverse fly. I'm just looking around to see what would be the best option for us. We're actually gonna stay right here for this, okay? That's the nice thing if you're in a busy gym, trying to look around and find equipment. This can be done in so many different places. I like a seated reverse fly, so we're gonna knock out 4 sets here, really try and hit our rear delts. Now with rear delts, I'm not gonna go under 10 reps like I have been on the other exercises. Such a small muscle group. There's just no point in that. So we're gonna grab 20 pounds for our rear delt flies. You're gonna find yourself on the edge of a bench here. You're gonna lean forward, let the weights come in. Now when the weights come in, my pinkies come in on the way down and then out on the way up. Eight, 9, So 12 reps here is a pretty good spot. One rule of thumb I have, I never ever sit down between sets, and I recommend you guys do the same.
So on lat pull downs, I feel it in my biceps, and my biceps gets tired. Do you have any
Lat pull down, you feel it in your biceps more. Try straps, okay? And try imagining pulling from your elbow, okay? Really, that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to make this, fill this gap between our elbow and the side of our body. You're gonna get your biceps more involved if you start tucking your shoulders in and pulling more with your arms.
I see a lot of people in my gym doing half reps. What purpose do half reps serve?
Half reps can serve a purpose. Depends on what it is and how it's done. You know, a lot of it has to do with time under tension, depends on the exercise. You know, they can serve a purpose, but most of the time, full reps are the way to go. Half reps with a ridiculously fast tempo never serve a purpose.
YouTube, hey trainer Mike, I don't know when to do my deadlifts because I can't do them at the beginning because they make me tired, or they tire my lower back out, and I can't do it at the end because I'm fatigued.
So when do I do my deadlifts, trainer Mike? If I do them at the beginning, I'm too tired to do the rest of the workout. If I do them at the end, I'm too tired from the workout. So when do I do them? Start slow, you know, maybe a couple sets, 2 sets at the beginning of your workout, and lighten up the weight a little bit if you're getting too fatigued from it. But it's no excuse not to do them at all, that's for sure. Okay, second set, rear delts. Eight, 9, 2 sets down, 2 more to go. Stand up between sets.
What is your best weight loss tip?
My best weight loss tip. That's a good one. Count your calories. Guys, I know it sounds simple. You're like, oh no, come on, Mike, what's your real best weight loss tip? Count your calories every single day. If you track your calories day in and day out, nothing will cause more fat loss than that.
Deadlifts on leg day. Thoughts?
Deadlifts on leg day? Yeah, absolutely. You can do deadlifts on leg days. I prefer to do a trap bar deadlift on leg days as opposed to a conventional deadlift. Get a little more glute and quad activation that way. Okay, third set. Whew, 3 sets down, 1 more to go. And then we move on and we finish off with a little bit of biceps. So it's a tricky workout because we're hitting a lot of muscle groups here, but it's definitely one that will pay off for you. So we're gonna do 2 exercises of biceps after we finish this up. How important is time under tension? Very important for establishing proper muscle control, which leads to proper muscle contraction. So time under tension absolutely has to be a factor in your workout. Most definitely. Okay, final set. Let's go. Even 20 pounds starts feeling too heavy on an exercise like that when done properly. So done with back, done with rear delts. We're slowly chipping our way towards the end of this workout. Now we got to move on to some of the fun stuff, doing an easy bar biceps curl on the cable machines. So I like to switch off between cables, free weights, continue to add plenty of variety to what you're doing. So we're grabbing an easy bar, which allows us some different options here on where we can grab. We're gonna go close grip on the easy bar here, hit a little more of that thickness of the biceps for 10 to 12 reps. And we're just gonna jump right into this thing. So close grip, 10 to 12, trying to pick a weight that's gonna make the most sense for us here. 30 to 60 seconds rest between bicep curls. Proper way to breathe, yes. Each rep should include a breath in and a breath out. Okay, so it's a really good way to pace your reps too. But in general, especially more important with like heavier things like deadlifts and squats, you're gonna brace yourself for that concentric. Okay, so when you're actually, you know, like in a squat, actually you'd brace at the top, big breath in, and then go into the squat to help create that pressure. Same thing with a deadlift. Every other rep, we're just trying to mostly brace ourselves as we come into that concentric.
Your macros and calories change depending on what you're training.
Yes, my macros and calories absolutely change depending on what I'm training. A workout like this, you know, it requires more calories than say a delt workout. Okay, second set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two sets down, 2 to go on the bicep curls.
What are your thoughts on circuit training?
Circuit training can be really good for people that don't necessarily have a big muscle gain goal, not great for muscle gaining. But if you just want to stimulate the muscle, preserve muscle, and get a good workout in a short period of time. Why do I like Dymatize? You know, the reason why I'm with Dymatize as an athlete is just because of how reputable of a company they are. I want to be with a company that has a lot of research-backed supplements, okay? And I've had a chance to meet the team that helps create and develop the products, very, very smart people, and every single product out there is intended to help somebody through good, efficacious dosing on each one of the products. So that's why I picked Dymatize hands down. Plus, the taste. Let's be honest, anybody who's ever tried their ISO 100, they got that taste dialed in. Doesn't hurt. Third set. One more set on these. It gives you a little different feel than a free weight exercise, doing it with a cable. I like this. How much sleep do I get and how important is it? Never enough sleep, that's for sure. But I've got 4 kids, so it makes it a little challenging. But how much sleep? 7 to 9 hours is ideal for recovery. Say anything under 6, and you're absolutely sabotaging your ability to build muscle and lose fat. Sabotaging. I mean, it's that important.
What are your thoughts on going to failure versus going to a set rep amount?
What are my thoughts on going to failure rather than a set rep amount? You shouldn't train to failure all the time, but it is important occasionally to push yourself to failure. I also think with sets and reps, sometimes people limit themselves, like, well, you said 4 sets of 12, I got to 12, so I'm good, right? I don't need to do any more. It's not the case. You should know how hard to push yourself and never limit yourself by an amount of reps. Okay, here we go. Final set. 2, 3, 4. 8, 9. Woo, buddy. This workout, guys, is brutal. You don't do cardio after a workout like this. That's the good thing. You get done with this workout and you are spent. No gas left in the tank. All right, next up, we're gonna finish off with some spider curls. So for this guy, if you have a standing preacher curl, it works a lot better on. For this seated one, we're just taking the seat off completely. And we're gonna pick a lighter weight, leaning over backwards on the preacher curl bench to accomplish our reps here. Great exercise, definitely one of, if not my absolute favorite biceps exercise. So again, leaning over, totally isolating the biceps here. Whew. Great exercise. You can't cheat it when you're doing it right. Completely isolates those biceps. Doesn't take a lot of weight. At 25 might be too much. We'll probably end up going down.
Mike, I struggle with building the biceps. What exercises will help increase biceps size?
Struggle to build biceps. What exercises will help increase bicep size? You need a combination. Like this combination works out really good with a non-completely isolated exercise like the easy bar curl, but also include complete isolation exercises like this one. Combination of the two are really helpful for that. And also hit them twice a week. Try BFR training too. That occlusion training can be really helpful for overcoming some of those plateaus. All right, set 2. I'm actually going to go down, drop it from 25 to 20 for my last 2 sets just to make sure I'm getting the best contraction in possible with every rep. Favorite split for a typical workout week is currently, or the one I'm currently doing, which is I hit every body part twice per week. One day with heavier weight, lower reps. One day with lighter weight, higher reps. And I like going legs, upper body push, upper body pull. So 6 days a week, repeat each of those for 1 heavy and 1 light. Okay, 3rd set. Don't need a whole lot of rest here. Whew. Feeling it. We are feeling it. 1 set left and we are toast. A lot of calories burnt during this workout, a lot of muscle damage happening. Important to get that post-workout shake in right away afterwards.
What is your favorite flavor of ISO?
My favorite flavor of the ISO 100 is currently peanut butter, followed by chocolate peanut butter, followed by chocolate coconut, followed by fudge brownie, I would say are my top 4. And my favorite mixture is actually like going like a scoop of the peanut butter with a scoop of the smooth banana. You get that peanut butter banana in, mix it in with some sea salt, almond milk, and ice. Make a big frothy shake. Delicious. Okay, final set. Here we go. Woo, there it is, guys. We are done. Upper body pull, heavy. Make sure you guys follow along on my social media, Instagram at TrainerMike1. A lot of stuff happening there between my stories and my posts. Happy to answer any questions that you guys have there. And follow along on Facebook, Michael Hildebrandt, and athlete page at Trainer Mike Physique. Body Space at Mr. Symmetry. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We're checking out. Boom.